Hey there, this is Katherine. I am sharing a slimline set from Diamond Press called Sending Lots of Love. This is a shadow box, so it's a slimline size, but it's a box. And I think I have a couple of other videos, at least one on this product. I'll link to it. You may have had it. This was an auto ship from HSN, but this one is so cute. It's so sweet. Got a bunch of owls, has a little post box, has some letters, things like that. There's a rainbow. And then you get all of these dies. So you get those 2 stamp sets. And then they always include the full color instructions, which is great. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I went ahead and following the instructions, I cut out 2 of each. You need 2 of the, what are the front panels, and then there's the back panel. So it has these 2 score lines on them, and it instructs you to cut one of them off. You're going to kind of double layer it together for stability, I'm assuming. It doesn't say that, but that's my assumption, is the reason of putting 2 pieces of cardstock is to give your box some nice heft and weight to stand up and look beautiful at the recipient's home who you send it to. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down. I'm using liquid glue on this. Just be sure and let them dry in between. When you use liquid glue, you certainly can use a dry adhesive as well. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this tab back. I'm using my crease folder here to get a nice bend, and then I will work on the back of this. So it's the same idea. So you have the die that cuts into it, those beautiful little kind of scalloped top edges, and then you can take that out and just cut the back of it. And so that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to glue this down, that one tab. I'm going to glue this, and you can kind of see the box starting to come together. And then you'll close it up by gluing in the other end. There are 2 different cloud dies. There's a cloud die that has the back, has the little tabs on it for the inside of the card that's going to stand up. And then in this one, it's a little bit different. There's a front cloud, and I'll show you that in just a second. So following the instructions again, I have done the same thing on the back, trimmed off that side. That's just going to cover that tab and give you a nice look. You can use any color that you want for this as well. That's what's so much fun about it. You get lots of different looks. So I have folded these little tabs. I'm going to take my time here. I am using liquid glue, so it gives me a little time to set up, and I'm going to use my bone folder to kind of work it into place, and then I'll close it each time to make sure I'm kind of in the position I want to be in. So like I say, there are 3 of these. You're going to glue these, and then, which is a little bit different, on the front you'll come back and add the little clouds in the front. In previous of these, you've just had the ones that are inside. So it's kind of fun that they've added an extra little piece in this set where you can have some layering at the very beginning of your project. Okay, so this last one, got this tab, given a lot of glue, and I'm going to come in here and do the same thing, lining these up. You could also, obviously use different colors for your clouds. You could kind of ink the edges as well to give a little bit of contrast. If you wanted to do this white on white, if you added a little bit of gray, it would give your clouds a little bit of contrast. They look very pretty in person, but of course on camera, it's a little bit harder to see. There's also a stitched element to it as well. So I'm just going to fold this down, and you'll see how this box is going to finish up. All right, now I'm going to lay the other cloud pieces. I'm just kind of positioning where they should go. They've got some instructions on there. I've got this first piece backwards because I'm thinking, well, why is that not doing what it's supposed to do? So I look at the picture. Like I say, they give you the full color instructions, which I love because as a visual learner, it just helps me correct mistakes. And so now I'm going to push these up and get them where I want them to go. And then I will apply a little bit of glue to the front, and then I will close this box after I've kind of gotten everything where I want it to go. You could glue it directly on there, but I'm just going to try and see if I can get this to work. And it looks pretty good. Okay, so I will glue this. I'm going to trim the tab off after I get these into position just a little bit. I find it's just a little bit long. And so I will trim that off. I have off camera stamped a bunch of pieces and colored them. I've got this rainbow, and I've got a few other little pieces that were in the stamp set. And because it tells you to go ahead and stamp and color and cut the rainbow and include that before you glue down the rest of it. So I'm going to follow the instructions and go ahead and add this where they instruct you to do it. Okay, so let me get a little glue on here, and I will position that down right there. Okay, and then I'm going to be able to close my box up and start filling it up. All right, here's trimming this down just a tiny bit. I did a video with another Slimline set, maybe it was the Christmas one, and I turned that into a votive holder cover kind of thing. So that's a kind of fun video, so I'll be sure and link that one as well. Thinking back, I was remembering that I had to trim the edges to make that fit as well. Okay, so I'm going to use the bone folder again. It's a great little tool to help you kind of get in those places and press that glue together. Be sure and let that dry really, really well, and then you can move on. All right, so again, I have this sweet little owl holding a letter. There's one holding a letter in his feet, and then I love the little winged male piece. I think that's so cute with the little wings. And I'm just adding a little bit of clear Wink of Stella here to it. It's, you're not going to see it on camera, but it's a very subtle, pretty shine. That's one of my favorite craft projects, when you want to add a little bit of, glimmer, but not too much glitter. It's a great way to do that. And I'll link those two in the description. They've been around forever, but I love them and use them all the time. Okay, I'm going to add a little glue. He's going to pop up onto that cloud, and then this last one I will add some foam adhesive and pop him up in the back. So you get great dimension even without adding any foam, but if you want to, you are welcome to do so. All right, look at that, it stands up so cute. Now a couple of more touches. There's this cute little banner that comes in it. I have stamped it. There are different sentiments that go in there. I used special delivery. I just used a light blue cardstock that kind of played off the wings of that one little flying owl. And then the final thing there are two small dies that are heart-shaped. I have cut a bunch of these. I think I cut 9 or maybe 6 out of these, 6. And of course I didn't turn on my camera, so you don't get to see that part, but you get it. Sorry. So anyway, so that's finishing that one off. Okay, I'm going to move on. I've got 2 more projects for you. I have this embossing folder. I had to think of the word, sorry. And You Are My Sunshine. This is also from Diamond Press. This is probably last year. They had a big sale and they had a bunch of embossing folders. I'm just getting around to using this one, and I decided to take some Distress ink and rub it all inside of it, and then I'm going to run it through my my little machine. I have a little embossing machine called, I think it's the Texture Boutique. This is from Sizzix that I use for embossing. It's my favorite little machine to use for embossing, and I don't have to pull out all my plates for my Sizzix Big Shot. So it's a great little handy machine to have. And let's see what we get here. So it's so cool. You could spray it before if you wanted for kind of a messy look, but I'm going to spray a little bit afterwards and just peel a tiny bit of this ink off. Since it is Distress, it will react a little bit. It would work really well on, I think, watercolor paper because of its makeup. But this is just cardstock I used. But I love the way that turned out. Just a lot of fun to play with the ink in your embossing folder. And the reason I chose that embossing folder is because of that sunshine. So I did a sunshine in a similar tones of the card using the orange and the yellows. And that red was even kind of an orangey red. So I just kind of kept those tones similar to what I had created by running this embossing folder through my machine. Now I'm going to have to trim off the sunshine just a little bit because I don't want to cover, if I put it directly at the bottom, it covers the words, and I didn't want to do that. So I just had to trim a little bit of this. And I did color this with Copic markers, the alcohol friendly or alcohol markers, I guess they are, the Copics. So that's what, and I use the same color scheme for my little owl here holding the nail. How cute is that? So the last thing I'll do is I'm going to glue this onto the same color cardstock that I used for the beginning for the You Are My Sunshine. And then I will come back with the Wink of Stella and add some to that to add some more shine to my rainbow. Now I'm going to, I squeezed a little bit of it off camera because I didn't have enough coming out and I squeezed too hard. So it all just poured out. I wasn't paying attention. And so I got a little bit crazy with the shimmer. So it's very shimmery, but what I love about it is with the alcohol markers, it doesn't move. If I used just a regular marker or ink, it would have made that run. So just a little tip on that. All right. And then my last project to share with you are going to be these tags. And you may say, well, where'd you get those tags? Well, they come from the die that is included that cuts out the front of your shadow box. So when those little pieces came out, of course, I wasn't going to throw them away. I decided to create some tags with them. The To and From is from the holiday gift bags set. That was also an auto ship through Diamond Press and HSN. And I love the To From that was included in that bag. That gift bag is one of my favorite ones. I know I did a video on it. I did several cards and a bag. I'll link all of that in the description. But look how perfect these are to turn into cards. So I'm doing a very quick basic coloring with some of those same Copics that I had out earlier for other things. And I'm just using a green and a pink. And then I've got a purple. And I'll come back and use that same pink. I'm just keeping it really simple. You could add some shading if you wanted to. Absolutely. There's some nice lines drawn in these stamped images that you could add some shading to. But they're just so cute and so sweet. So I'm going to come back here with that pink. And I made my little nose purple. And then I've got to decide which color I want to do my male. I wasn't sure if I wanted a super bright contrast with a little more of that deeper pink. But I just decided to keep it with that purple. And these tones are just similar to the cardstock. I've got a little punch here from Stampin' Up! That I've had forever that I'm going to use to punch out the tag part. And then I'm trying to decide where to put that flower. The first place I put it, I didn't like it. I think it's because I'm left-handed and I just see things, I don't know, I think differently. These are a couple of the bags I made for another video, a couple other videos, and I was just showing you how cute those tags would be on something like that. Okay, so here are the finished projects. Busy video, lots of fun to be had with this. Here's the You Are My Sunshine embossed folder. One with that beautiful little rainbow and my owl. And then here are the two tags that I made. You can see exactly where those came from. And reusing, recycling, repurposing those instead of recycling them, I'm absolutely going to repurpose. And then this last card here is I used a Colorful Life Designs layered party stencil that just released to create a background. And then I popped some of these cute images, including that little post box and the owl carrying the letter on there with the special delivery. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and be sure to subscribe if you aren't already a subscriber. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you liked best. And I hope that you have a great day and I'll see you soon.